Welcome to the Film Garage 208 podcast. My name is Sarah, and this is Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. Today we have with us Bryan, who is here with the Idaho Innovation Center, and he's also a consultant for the SBDC.
Correct.
I got
and
it.
an entrepreneur.
And an entrepreneur.
And a father and a grandfather and everything else.
Everything.
Yeah.
So,
Entrepreneur in many ways.
That's right.
Yeah. So I guess, there's just so many things to ask you.
Before we dive into your life, we do have to talk about ourselves a little bit.
Bring it.
Because we just opened our new studio. This is our third.
This is awesome. This is a great setup you got here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It feels awesome to be able to not be hitting your head on stands in the room
exactly.
and have room for it all.
It was.
But yeah, so this is our new Film Garage studio that we're in right now.
Yeah. Everybody should be using this facility. This is awesome.
Thank you. Bryan got to see us set everything up this morning. We were a little late.
We were late, so you got to watch it all.
Yeah.
But it's cool, though. It's like something you don't normally get to see.
Correct.
Yeah, and this is basically just a creative space as we were before, but just bigger and better and
Bigger and better.
more to offer. So we're accepting bookings officially on the website now. So if you want to book, just go to the website.
It's a place to get creative. And
Yeah, we have an office space now too. So if you have a creative team you come in with, you got room for them.
Yeah.
So many options.
Wow.
your choice.
This is a beautiful, you guys have done well here. So
Thank you so much.
It's
Thank
fun.
you.
So everyone go book filmgarage208.com. Please book.
Yeah. And then this is going to be our official season 2 of the podcast.
Yeah.
I think we've decided we've done it for a year.
We didn't quite make 52 weeks to make it an official year.
So we're 51. But
We're like, you know
we're
what?
gonna call it the second
We're just
year.
going to call it a second
You
year.
got to take a couple weeks off for Christmas and everything else.
And we didn't do that this winter time.
Did you really?
No. Just this last couple of weeks of building the studio has been like our first kind of break from doing it.
Well, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Welcome to your new home.
Thank you.
Okay. Enough about us.
Okay.
Though.
Yes. Okay. So tell us about the Idaho Innovation Center, but then I want to learn more about you after that.
Very good. The Idaho Innovation Center has been around for about 30 years now. It was put together by the mayors of Idaho Falls, the mayor of Ammon, some city council, county council. Bonneville County actually owns our facilities, but we have about 60 rentable spaces at the Idaho Innovation Center that we rent out. Small offices, medium-sized offices, large offices, garage bays like this one.
Where is this?
It's
How have
over
I
on
not seen this?
Yellowstone Highway. It's
Okay.
over by State Trailer Supply on North Yellowstone Highway. So you guys are off South Yellowstone. We're just the opposite
going
on
down
North
that way.
Yellowstone. Yeah, toward
see.
past Fred Meyer, like you're heading toward Ryrie.
I
We're off there on the
see.
right-hand side.
Oh, okay.
It totally had to have been right past it then. We've gone by there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been there for 9+ years, and I hear that all the time. Didn't even know that it.
I'm going to have
really
to go look for it
existed.
specifically now.
So, but we have all sorts of offices that we also house a couple other ventures there. We have what's called the Idaho Commercial Kitchen,
Cool.
which is the largest commercial kitchen
Yeah.
here in eastern Idaho. We put together, and it's been going for about a year and a half.
I think
Okay,
that is
just a
so
year.
cool.
We were just talking about how
Were you?
a kitchen would kill around here.
Yes, it's had a little slower start than I
Really?
Because
anticipated.
it's rented
but it's-
out. Like you can rent it for
by,
the hour.
by the
right?
hours. Yep, and you have to be certified to be in there, and with the health department and things. There's quite a few
Interesting.
qualifications, but we're just gaining some real good traction with that.
Yeah.
And then we have what's called the Yellowstone Food Village, and it's a hub for food trucks. And
Okay.
currently we have 5 trucks. We can have room up to 6. So if there's
Okay.
a food truck out there that wants to have a good home, I think it's by far the number one place for people to come. And you can get Mexican to Thai food to gluten-free.
I think
and
I've
we've got
seen
all
that
sorts of-
actually. I've seen the trucks.
Have you? Yep, it's right in one of our parking
Okay,
lots. So
okay.
we've got that, and we've had that going for probably 4 or 5 years. And usually we are full with there. We had one tenant just left last month, but
Okay.
we've got
That's cool.
some other people looking at it, and so we have the food entrepreneurs that we support.
Yeah.
There we have with the commercial kitchen and that, and then we have every office here's the deal. With all these offices, we have more problem with getting people. People are only allowed to stay there for between 3 and 5 years. We have way more.
That's a solid
problem.
chunk of time, though.
It
3
is.
to 5 years. It's a
Great time to incubate
Yeah.
their business.
Yeah.
But we have more problem getting people to leave than we have people like currently right now. I have two cubicles. It's all I have to rent. But
Wow.
we start a lot of people there in the cubicles, then we move them up to offices, and then get larger as we need to. But currently we have 2 cubicles available to rent. That's
it.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
We're 100% full, and we run, probably at average of 95 to
Wow.
98% occupied. So and I've got 2 or 3 tenants right now that should have been out within the last couple of months, and they just can't find the right
Somewhere to
place for them
go.
to go to. And I'm not a guy that likes to
It is hard
shove
right
people
now.
out in the
It's hard.
street after I've helped them build their business. I don't want to shove them out on the street. So I'm a little bit too nice in letting them stay, but I finally have had to draw the line with a couple of them and said, you've got to be out by the end of August or the end of September.
So they're kicked out whether their business is doing well or not. It's just based on time.
I make sure that they have a good home to go to. So that's part of the incubation that we have. Part of the thing that we have at the Idaho Innovation Center is we don't rent to just anybody.
Yeah,
You
who's this
have
good
to
for?
participate. You have to participate. You have to be working on your business. In other words, there's 3 things that you have to do at the Idaho Innovation Center to have an office there. You have to do networking. You have to go attend networking groups. It doesn't have to be. We have some that there. You have to be working on it. You have to participate in our classes, education classes. So education, networking, and then be a
Beneficial.
mentor.
I like that.
So with the SBDC, so we do all of our consulting through the Small Business Development Center,
Okay.
and that's one of my part-time jobs that I do there. And so I consult and meet with a lot of businesses, help them start their LLCs, get their work on their business plan, help them get financial funding and things like that.
Yeah.
So is there like a wait list to get in besides these 2 cubicles that you have, but for other size rooms?
Like I have people right now waiting to get. I have garage bays like this one, but they're a little bigger, 2,000 square foot, and I have that's a little smaller one. But yes, I currently have 3 or 4 people waiting to get into those.
I
And
bet.
I've got some coming available this fall, but they're patiently waiting to get into them because they're so affordable and they work really well. And people want to have the energy that we have there. That's what people comment most is we just have this positive energy. When you go rent just an office place, kind of like the place where you guys used to be,
Yeah.
there's just not a lot of energy there.
Right.
And,
It's a
with
dead
ours,
energy.
you're walking down the
there might
hall.
literally be ghosts.
Yeah.
There might be.
There might be demons, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
But down our hall, I mean, everyone's giving them 5 as they walking down the
I love
hall.
that.
It's just a very big positive energy,
Yeah.
and that's why some of the businesses that have left have kind of struggled because they
lose that
It's a new
momentum.
environment.
they do, and there's such great positivity there.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
really
tough.
important.
It's hard when you don't have that surrounding you, that energy, and you're
Correct.
on your own because
But it's crucial to survive. Like we get it as a small business that started 2 years ago.
yep,
And like the beginning days were very slow. And it was like learning like who to talk to and
yep.
who to hang out with and, get the
that's-
ball rolling.
Yep, and we meet with all of our tenants at least twice a year. Some of them I meet with every week, and just pushing them and coaching them to be and stretching their to go out and do new things, to try new things, and that it just works really well. And that's what people get used to, and then they have to leave sometimes, and they struggle just because they don't have all that to rely on. And we have monthly luncheons where we network amongst each other and things
Cool.
like that. And it's just, there's such good things happening there. That's why we have such the people wanting to get in. And then once they're there, they
Totally.
love to stay. So
well, hopefully those people that move on, that feel that miss that camaraderie, feel like they learn how to create that
Continue that,
themselves,
yeah.
and they can be the ones to provide that to other people going forward. Because it is a hard lesson to go through, but like once you learn that and kind
And
of
so
understand
You
how
find
that
a
works,
solution.
yeah.
It's hard finding the solution for us.
so it's like a tough growing pain for people, I'm sure, to see them go through, but it's kind of like you have to go through it to
Yep.
like understand.
You guys have been there. You guys have lived that entrepreneurial
Yeah.
life, and that's great. That's but it takes having that kind of energy to really take your business to the next level.
So was this building built before it was what it is as the Innovation Center?
It was, and it's been adapted over the last 30 years.
So do you have like a communal center where these people can all meet and stuff?
We have a training room. We have executive boardrooms. We have rooms that people from the community can come in and rent our executive boardrooms, training rooms. We have a room where that we have multiple networking groups meet there every week or every other week. And so, yeah, we have all of this. It's all available to the community.
Yeah.
Is that promoted in within the building and then like your website, or do you guys like promote this at other?
And you can rent the, for the people on the outside, they can get right onto our website, innovateidaho.org, and they can just go on there and see what is all available.
So right now, the people that are coming to you are searching for you.
Correct.
You're not running ads out there.
Yeah.
Not really. We don't. We do
don't need
very
to.
little promoting
That makes
because we
sense.
usually have people on wait list
Sure.
That's
to get
amazing.
in there. So
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. So what are some of like the types of businesses that are in there?
we have a lot of service industries, some insurance people. We have some technology. Our real purpose is to have technology-oriented companies, but we have some young technology companies that are developing softwares. We have one guy that's has patented some products, and it's called the Inclusion Table, and it's for handicapped people, and he's currently seeking funding and really trying to grow his business, but it's very innovative.
Yeah.
And that's kind of we would love to have all of those kind of people, but we can't always, there's just not that many around here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we have people that are insurance agents, different consulting companies, finance companies. We have a wide variety of people in there. We have a solar company that has team meetings. They rent one of our bigger spaces and have their team meetings and things like that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize that was all there.
it is. It all happens in these
whole world in there.
60 square feet. And the commercial kitchen's been a great addition to us.
I want to
as
see
well.
that kitchen. I was looking at it the other day on your website.
Did you?
It's huge.
It is. It's 2,000
Really big.
square foot. That
2,000 square foot kitchen?
2,000 square foot.
And it has
kitchen.
a lot of things, it looks like.
It's got fridges, freezers, prep tables, all the prep sinks. Everything is authorized with the health department
Wow.
in there. So it's got. If you go to a restaurant, a large restaurant, it probably has a 10, 15-foot hood. This one has a 22-foot hood underneath all of the
insane.
cooking material. It's bigger than I would say most restaurants.
Right.
Literally.
So
So who are you getting to book the space?
We have people that are all designing all sorts of foods. We have
Designing foods.
so like a guy, they they produce their foods there to take to the farmer's market. We have some caterers that go in there and prepare for large catering events.
Sure. Okay.
But the main one is the people that we really cater for is the people who are looking to make the next barbecue sauce, make the next beef jerky,
Like a literal product that they wanna
and they're
sell.
going in there and they're spending hours testing. They try one thing, like these guys that are doing granola. They're in there trying all different types of things. After they make their product that they're going to sell, then they spend a few extra hours there just trying to, what's the next thing they want to come up with their granola.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We have some crepes users. We have that make different pastries. Different things like that.
The intent to sell somewhere else, probably. That's really smart.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Do you do cooking classes?
We do.
Nice.
We've done various cooking classes. Probably the most popular have been the Mommy and Me or Daddy and Me. We've had quite a few daddies doing it too, but that's been a good. We've had Dutch oven classes, pastry classes.
gosh.
And these you
Dutch
can
oven.
just sign up for online? What?
Who's in charge of coming up with all these ideas? This is a lot to manage.
Yeah.
Where is this?
This is me.
Is this all you?
This is. I have a team. I have an events coordinator. I have a tenant coordinator.
Oh my goodness.
And we together come up with all of these ideas of what we want to do in the kitchen.
Wow.
We have what's called an Eats and Beats, which is a promotion that we do in our food village. That we have a band come once or twice a month.
I love it.
Fun.
During the summer months, and we just have a party out there in the food village with all of our food trucks. So
I love
Wow.
that.
so we come up with all these plus all the ideas, for the classes that we have. We work a lot of partnerships with the Chamber of Commerce here in
Sure.
Idaho Falls.
Okay.
We do a lot of things in conjunction with them.
Do those people that do they go to the chamber? Do all those people cross over?
They do.
Yeah.
Yep. With our requirements of being a tenant there, we encourage being involved with the Chamber of Commerce. I think it's
To
the
force
biggest,
them out of
best.
their comfort zone.
It is. Yep. And we encourage them to participate in the lunches that they have and in the classes and things like that. And most of the classes we do in conjunction with the chamber.
Yeah. I just still think that's really cool that you come up with all of these activities
Right?
on your own.
It is.
That's
shows
a lot of managing things.
it shows that you really understand the pain points they're going through to be able to provide like these certain things for them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's huge. Because when you're starting out, you don't know. You don't know. So it's like you don't
the
know
oth-
what questions to ask.
The other day we had
sometimes.
someone call us and said, "Hey, you got a kitchen? I want my son is turning 12 and he wants to have a birthday party and learn how to cook and have all of his friends come."
Great.
So
That's so
so they
fun.
hired our chef that's our kitchen manager,
Okay.
and they came in and they said it was the best birthday party this
I
kid's
love
ever
that.
had.
That's
That is
really
the
And they
fun.
came
best
in there, they just
idea.
rented it for 3 or 4 hours. He taught them how to cook basic things
Like
for
make a
a 12.
pizza or something.
Yep.
That's so
and
cute.
cupcakes and stuff
love
like
that.
that.
I love
And it was
that.
and
That's cool.
I can tell you that I got a 5-star review at the Innovation
Oh,
Center
yeah.
right after they had left.
Oh.
They were so happy with it.
That's an amazing idea.
Yep.
More people need to do that. That's a
Yep.
What
really
does a
good
cooking
idea.
class cost?
We usually are around $50 to $100 per person because
Okay.
that includes the food and the
Sure.
time and everything. They get a walk every class. They get a
Oh.
walk away with, they not only get fed, but they usually walk away with some extra food.
Wow.
And if they're doing Dutch oven, they're all walking home with not only being fed, but they're getting.
Is it always the same chef, or do you find different people?
We've had multiple people come in, but we do have our main chef that's there. That he is the kitchen manager. He's probably taught 2/3 of the classes, and then we've recruited some other people that where his specialty's not, and
That's really
in
cool.
pastries and some other things. So
Do like a sushi class or something.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
No, that's awesome. So, how did you get into the role that you're in now?
Yeah.
What did you do before this?
So I used to have kind of a large business. I would call it a large business. I had 20 Verizon wireless stores.
Okay.
Okay.
I had them in 4 states here.
That's a lot.
I started right here in eastern Idaho,
Like
and
you
then
opened them up.
I did.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Opened them up. I started
Is that like
here
a
in-
franchise thing?
it's called an authorized agent of Verizon back
Okay.
in the days. There's really like I sold in 2009, and the guy that I sold to sold out to the company that now it's basically there's 2 of them in the United States.
Okay.
So they've kind of eaten up all of us smaller people. But I did that. I worked for another guy for 7 years, and then I opened my own for 7 years from 2002 to 2009. And after that, one of the reasons that I felt like I was able to sell and walk away at a good time, midlife, and walk away with a decent amount was that I had hired a business consultant. And so after I sold, I actually started a business coaching franchise, and then I've been a business consultant since then. And I was kind of going through some changes in life, and I had the mayor of Ammon came to me and said, "With your business experience, we'd like to have you running this Idaho Innovation Center and helping other businesses."
Wow.
And that was back in 2015 after I had sold, and it was just a good transition point. And I've been doing it since I just am very passionate about taking other people's business. After I've had a couple successful businesses, then I've decided I want to just help other people take their businesses to success.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoy and am passionate about, going to work every day.
That's really cool.
I love that. I think that's really fun. Yeah, we actually both of us did like a consulting course in college.
In college.
And really, really enjoyed that. I think that's part of why this is so fun, because you kind of learn a little bit.
Yeah.
And we get to give advice people can take with a grain of salt. And,
Yep.
if they want to
There you
use
go.
it, great. If not,
Like, here's some
ignore it, whatever.
ideas. Yeah.
But no, that's fun. I totally can see how you'd like that. And you had experience starting something from the ground up,
Did.
managing teams and timelines and deadlines, and then
Yeah.
Yep.
also probably getting requirements from corporate that
Yep.
you have to follow, and like that whole process, just like seeing how that all works
Yep.
is like really important, I think, to
Takes quite an initiative to grow a
Understand.
business and do that like I did. And it's fun to now share that experience with others.
100%.
you've had big company experience, small company experience, and
Yeah.
Yep,
the
I've seen it
in-betweens.
all, and I
Yeah.
can, and that's the thing with the Innovation Center and the consulting that we do. We may not be able to do everything for everybody, but we can know where we can send people, and that's one of the biggest things is that we're a great resource. People need
Yeah.
funding, for their company. We can set them up with 4 or 5 different lending institutions.
Oh,
If they
okay.
need help with their business plan beyond what we can do,
Yeah.
we usually help them with that, with their financials. Tax strategies and stuff like that. We can just point them in the right direction of where they need to go to get help.
So for someone to talk to you about that type of stuff, do they have to be involved in your program, or can you just sign up and get a meeting?
They can register. It's I can tell you that you will never find a cheaper way to get consulting in your business, because they never get a bill from the SBDC, Small Business Development Center.
So this is a free.
So it is. Everything we do is free. We offer free consulting. You just register at idahosbdc.org, and you can and then just register for an appointment. Our goal is to help every business here in this area. So it doesn't matter what state. We find a lot of our time put into startups, because that's what a lot of people come to us, is help get their LLC, their EINs and stuff like that, and get funding for their initial thing. But really, our specialty is what we've evolved to over the last few years, is really helping those people in business take their business to the next level.
Okay.
And we have some high-end classes that is people taking their $200,000 a year companies to 500,000, and we have so many people that have gone from 200 to 500 to a million to 4 million to 5 million.
That's crazy.
And it's been so great to see those kind of things and the disciplines that they have to do to implement into their company to take their companies to that level.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
I think we need to set up a meeting.
Yeah.
that sounds pretty good.
I'm trying to think of what those factors would be. So is it more like literal, like mental, like coaching, like you need to do this to help your business, or it's like
somewhat
steps?
That's the easy part, actually. That's the working with the owners mentally is to help them in that way. But really, it comes down to company structure. You've got to have the right documentation, so that when you go to replace yourself in the job that you do, and there's the book that it's kind of what I call the Bible of business. It's called the E-Myth. And the E-Myth stands for entrepreneur.
Okay.
And the E-Myth is a book that talks about that when you start out in any company, you are the technician of the company. And then you have to evolve to be the manager.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Hands
then
off.
you need to be the CEO of the company to grow and have a visionary.
Yeah.
But you can't go from one position to the next without being structured and having a set of documents that you hand to that person saying, here's your job. My old job is now your job.
Yeah.
And you do that, and you have to, and that's where the company's really structure.
Yeah.
And once you get more people, then you have to learn how to manage those people, how to manage their job descriptions, how to do, keep those employees happy. And that's where that we've taken
People. It's like a whole big thing once you get the people. People management.
It is. Yep. And you got to have the structure and everything. And we've taken on this, it's called the Entrepreneur Operating System. And we have some high-end classes that you have to be a good medium-sized business in order to really to involve the structure of it.
Okay.
But it is a set of instructions, procedures that you take your company that is just unbelievable. That if you implement the disciplines of the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS, it's off a book called Traction by Gino Wickman, and if you implement those structures, your company will grow and be successful.
So it's like you said, like the Bible. Like this is what you need to do to.
The E-Myth is the book number one, and the number two is that I feel is a great thing is the book called Traction, and it's for businesses that are already set, and then they just want to go way to the next level.
No, I think
goes to the reading list.
Yeah, we've talked to what was another company, a moving company that we podcasted with, Busted Moves, and they were
Great guys.
They were very heavy into that discipline of
Systems and
everything that
processes.
they did was done to learn from. They recorded phone calls, they recorded every interaction,
Scripts.
down to the words that were said specifically, whether it's changing hi to hey at their first intro. Like it sounds like they were really on it, and it's helping them. They're growing crazy fast. It seems like.
Yes, they are.
So yeah, no, it's cool to hear that, and I'm sure it'd be interesting to see how something like that worked with like a business that I guess is like us, like two people, like where we don't have those other employees,
but we want to get there. Like that would be the
where
next
I have
step.
these
Would be the
visions
hands
and-
off.
Yeah, so I'd be really curious just to see how we would fit into.
I've
this
had people
also.
come into my staff meetings and see the way we operate through this structure of the EOS. It's called an L10 meeting, but it's a structured hour-and-a-half meeting that everything is timed, documented. And I can tell you the performance of our company has gone tenfold this year by implementing those structures. And I've had companies like yours come in and just see the agenda and the structure that we do in that meeting and the follow through. And it's just amazing of what can do, that they go right back and implement it.
Yeah. So this is like a specific, just like a meeting.
It's a structure.
Which is offered.
Comes
You
with
have
the
5
game
minutes
plan.
for this. You have 5 minutes for this. Everybody has things that they follow up on. Everything
Their
you
jobs.
report on. Every week you have to report on your to-do list.
Yeah.
And
Important.
did you get it done? It's either done or not done. And it's just, if it's not done, then you create what's called an issue, and then you talk about that issue. What do you got to do to solve that issue? It's just unbelievable, the structure of this program.
But necessary things, though.
Super necessary. God, I remember to being in some meetings at the marketing agency I used to work at. It's just hours of meetings where you're like, you'd end it, and even the CEO of the company many times would be like, so what did we take away? That was a waste of time. What are you guys doing? You know, why there were 8 of you in that meeting, and what came of it? Like, what really came of it other than some talk, you know, like it's true action and actionable items. And when you can just get right to the point and know how to do that and get that out of people, I'm sure that just
it's what it's all about. And this is just, it can really revolutionize. I have one of my tenants that is real. He just came onto our board of directors, but he is just all into this technology, and he has a team that, I mean, he's probably he's going to probably be at 5-6 million this year, but he has a team, has people all over the country, and he's implemented this program, the EOS program himself. And he actually meets every week virtually through VR goggles. And it's just, it'll blow you away and they have avatars for all of their people in Lithuania, in South America, Philippines, Florida, and Virginia.
I love it that it's through like a virtual meetup conference.
You're actually sitting there with
That's
avatars
amazing.
around a conference table.
That's hilarious.
And they're acting and
There's no
doing
excuses
everything,
now
and it's their own movements. It's absolutely blows
Business
you away,
anywhere,
the technology.
literally. That's insane.
And it looks like you're in the room sitting right next to him, and he's in Lithuania.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
so to get this education, they can just set up a meeting with you and it's free.
We'll tell them all the classes that we have. We have some ongoing classes. Some of the things that we find that every business needs, QuickBooks and bookkeeping classes. So we have those a couple times a year.
Sure.
We have a class coming up in September that's on sales. It teaches you the right way. Every business sells something, whether it's a service or a product. And they learn how to ask the right questions when they're making that presentation. It doesn't matter whether you're selling a widget or whether you're selling a service. It teaches them the right way to ask the right questions.
It's all psychology.
Are these classes interactive classes, small group type things, or like TED Talk style where they just kind of...
We have their classroom style, most of them, and we record all of our classes. So if you can't be there for a week or something, we will record record all of them so you can watch it after the fact. And we have, other classes, social media marketing.
Yeah.
How do you get your business found out there?
For sure.
Social media
I think that's a good struggle to talk about, though, is like at the beginning of a business is you don't have the backings to like get the money you need.
Well, you
might
lose the stability. It's like you had it and then now it's gone.
Right? Unless you're doing a full-time job and it's just your part-time thing. But once you don't have that full-time job, you can't get loans like you could before. It just changes things. And it's like you have to think differently and get more creative. And
it's a whole different arena out there. So one of the things that we do at the Idaho Innovation Center is we've put together these opportunities for businesses to meet once a month in a group, what's called a mastermind group. We've had one group that has been meeting together for, I think this is the 6th year.
Wow. The same people for 6 years?
Most of the same people. It's there's been one or two that have come and gone, but for the most part, probably at least 7 or 8 of those people have been in that group. And it's amazing to see most of these guys have multi-million-dollar businesses. I mean, they have, in order to be in this upper level group, you have to have a pretty substantial business. And that I've kept this one kind of an exclusive.
Sure.
But this group, and you've had some of these people on your shows that are in that group, and it is absolutely. These guys, we come in for an hour, we close the door, and we have 2 people. It's called What's on the Hot Seat.
Okay.
And we just take their business, their questions and the problems that they want solved in their business, and we have 10 to 15 people in the room.
I love it.
And we just solve those business problems for 2 people every month. And we have multiple groups. So if there's a business out there that just wants to get some other peer interaction and get people to help them take their business to the next level, we have these groups. We've got 3 currently going. All 3 of them, I think, are pretty well 90% of the people in each group are going to continue, but we're looking at starting a 4th or maybe a 5th.
Are these like different tiered groups based on profit?
Somewhat. We have the upper level is kind of, we have this kind of exclusive that's just been doing it for so long. I keep thinking that these people are going to drop out, but these guys move mountains to be to that mountain. They will cancel all other meetings to be to this. They'll cancel trips to be there. And then the other group, we have kind of, people from startups to under $1 million in sales revenue. And but we have kind of, the other 2 are kind of a combination of different levels of different people, because I want people that are a little more experienced helping those younger entrepreneurs.
Sure.
Yeah. So we kind of try to keep a good variety in there of the other classes.
Yeah.
You like a fraternity system with like a big and a little or something.
Yep.
The big business gets a little one to help.
That's
And
cute.
In fact, our upper
mentor,
group's
yeah.
called the mentors. That's what the group's called, is the mentors. And we have them actually helping mentor some of the people in the other groups.
Yeah.
And we've had times where we've had them call people in those and just take them to lunch or coach them into their business. And we've had some great success out of those. So
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool to see like genuine interest in growing other people's businesses.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, then we'll all go out of business.
that's right. It is.
You have to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what is the pricing like for people to get a space in your
A space there?
Yeah.
The prices, the rental prices that we have.
What's like the office space you have available?
Yeah, it's a little bit less than what they're going to pay out there in the community. That's why we a lot of people say that just because of our rates, but here's what the deal: we start the rates it's a little bit lower than average, and then we raise it the second year, and then the third year, and then we continue to raise it up. By the time they graduate and leave the Idaho Innovation Center, they are paying comparable to what they are out in the community.
Yeah.
But we help them for their first couple of years when they need the money to grow their business. We give them a little bit of a break, and so that they can put money into growing their business instead of having to pay the rents and the utilities. There's a minor utility charge, and we have high-speed internet there that everyone just loves. It's just we make it easy to do business there. There's copy machines that they can go out and copy. There's shipping machines. We have, break rooms. We have meeting rooms. We have everything that a business needs there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. That can make such a big difference too in your first year or two, where like it's just important to have a good image, and people see small businesses and they do want to support it, and like they will respect it if you're in a small place, and like everyone knows you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like facts are facts, and if you have a nicer place and a bigger place, like it just has a different image, and
it does.
It's just it is what it is.
Yep.
So being able to like start with all that is awesome.
And I mean, when people come and rent an office, we have storage rooms full of office equipment. So I had a company move in this week, and they didn't have to go out and buy all new desks, chairs, whiteboards, file cabinets.
It adds up.
I don't know why in my head, because I've seen these incubator type places before, and maybe it's just because of the way I thought about it, but I've envisioned them not so inclusive. I envisioned it as just kind of like an office I'd get that was like in a dungeon.
Like a co-working space. Are you thinking a co-working space?
Yeah. Where it just wasn't as promoted as like an inclusive space that
networking.
Yeah. But I think it's cool.
We saved this guy thousands of dollars
literally
in having to go out and buy all the desks, chairs, and everything we basically supplied 2 of his offices for him to get up and going this week.
Yeah.
So.
And
That's
just like
huge.
huge motivation too. I'm sure you make so many friends there because they're all kind of going through the same types of things.
Yeah. The guy that left, the guy that we just took over these 2 offices, but the guy that had been there for 3 years, he came to our luncheon last week and literally shed tears because he had learned and grown so much in his business there that he couldn't be more appreciative of what the experience that he had there.
That's amazing.
So.
Okay.
That's
so
really cool.
when it comes to, you said you don't do much social marketing for this right now, right? So I guess, do you have plans for that, or do you need to?
We do some. We have a present. We do a post every week for our food village. We do a post every week for our commercial kitchen. We are always doing that. When I say that, I'm saying paid. I don't do a lot of paid because I don't need to.
No,
because
you
we
don't
have
need
people
to.
on waiting list for the most part of needing offices and stuff like
Literally.
that. So we do promote some of our classes. Like we're doing a class this month that's on leadership. And if there's anybody out there, I don't think there's really any entrepreneurs out there that couldn't use some little coaching on how to be a better leader in their company.
Yeah.
So we've put together a 1-day class on the 27th of August.
Okay.
And it is called Level Up Leadership.
Okay.
And it's going to be a 1-day class at the West Bank. We've got some great instructors. We've got a guy that owns Peak Leadership.
Okay.
And he's going to be doing classes on what it takes to be an effective leader. We have some keynote speakers that are proven business people that have had success in business, and they're going to help tell people on what it is. What are the qualities and things that you need to do as a business owner or a business manager to take your leadership to the next level? What we've found is that there's a real lack. People come to work at a company and they get promoted, but it's because they've been there for so long. It's not because of their skills, because a lot of them don't have those skills. And that's what we're going to be teaching at this 1-day conference at the West Bank is what are those skills that you need to do to really be that effective leader in the company that people want to work for.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a little add-on day 3 days later on the 30th. If you want to learn how to apply those principles, we're going to be doing a ropes course and a float the river.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to be applying those actual
Float
principles.
the river here?
Going down the Hoback in Jackson.
Oh.
So it's an official ropes course in Jackson that is going to teach us how to be an effective leader.
Yeah.
And there's a ropes course, if you haven't done one before, they are challenging. To crawl up,
like go up in the sky, really
crawl up a telephone
tower
pole, jump off the top of it. Try to work together as a team to get 15 people on this little piece of wood. You have to stack people on your shoulders, 3 people high, and lean people off, and it's a great leadership. How do you involve everybody on your team to do the right things that need to be accomplished? And so we're going to have we're really focusing on the conference on the 27th.
Sure.
But if you want to learn how to apply those, and we're going to have a lot of fun on the river. We always do.
Is that just like a day excursion up there?
It is. One day. So we're going to be a half day on the ropes course and a half day on the river.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a fun day. It is going to be a fun day.
So the 27th, what are the times for that?
8:30 to 4:30. We'll start off and do a little bit of just a little networking and meet and greet at the beginning. And then we have a keynote speaker that's going to be talking on the 5 laws of leadership. What are those core principles that you need to do as a leader of your company to be an effective leader? And we're going to start off with him.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're going to talk about personality tests and what are some ways to communicate with your teams that are effective.
Those are I like those.
We had a lot of extensive management and leadership training.
Yeah, we were in our retail experience.
Surprisingly.
They made you go through that as the
Tons of
managers.
stuff.
It was really helpful.
It is. It's revolutionary for me. I've had those. It's called the DISC test, and it's a different. How do you associate with different types of personalities?
It was so like eye-opening once you learn people and learn yourself and how to go about situations, because then something will happen and like how I might respond before and is different now because you just know how they work, and it's like funny to like test it a little.
It is.
And then it'd be true. And
It's true.
like, oh, like
I have one of the best stories with that. There was a lady in our office that we just kind of, for the first 2 or 3 years, we just kind of butted heads all the time. And then we took this personality test, and we learned that I'm on one end of the spectrum.
You're literally
I'm a driven guy, 90 miles an hour, going not sure what direction. But she's the opposite, very conservative, thinks about everything she does. And we learned that we're at that opposite, but we can work together because she helps me by crossing my T's, dotting my I's, making sure I slow down and do things. And since then, it's been the most glorious relationship because
it's like the mental realization.
Until we learned that we were at the opposite ends, that we can complement each other.
I'm not the problem. It's just how I am.
Yeah.
The problem.
We're both the problem.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, it's so important. Okay, so that's going to be part of the conference.
It is.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about that, different personalities and how you become an effective leader. And then, it's every topic from 8:30 to 5:30 is all around
That's a full day.
Being an effective leader.
Is there like a lunch break in there?
There is. There's a quick lunch break that I'm going to be speaking right after lunch and talking about some effective communication styles and things like that to be in your company. And then we've got an afternoon trainer and with the guy that's with Peak Leadership, and then we've got the guy that's a national implementer for this EOS program that I talked about.
Yeah.
He is going to be our final keynote that day, and he is just dynamic. He's kind of the ultimate entrepreneur that grew a very large business here in this area and was able to exit at the right time and did it right. And now he goes throughout the country teaching other people doing it. And he's going to be talking about how he's grown teams of hundreds and even thousands of people as they sold off. That he's led those teams in effective ways and what it is that you do to be an effective leader. So it's going to be a great little conference.
Yeah,
and is
big
this something
scale.
you have to pre-register for?
It is. Yep. And I think we can put the flyer up on the screen. Hopefully I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Get that up there. But yeah, you go to the Basic Trainer, BASSIC trainer.com. And you can find it on his website, or go to the Idaho Innovation Center, innovateidaho.org, and we have a link there to it as well.
Okay,
cool.
Is this free? Do you have to pay to go to this?
It is. It's minor. It's $149 for an all-day conference, and then if you bring a second employee from your company, it's only $100.
Okay.
So I mean, in
it's
pricing,
minor for education.
Yes,
minor
absolutely.
for an all-day class.
For something that can change your life, and
it is. This is one that will.
That's
here in this
important
area.
for
have
leadership.
you had signups yet?
Oh yeah, we've got people that have already signed up, and we're expecting to have between 30 and 50 people there, and it's
a lot.
Here's something we do with all of our classes at the Innovation Center. If you don't feel like you get the value for it, I will 100% refund the money. I've done that for the last 6 years.
Oh wow!
I've never had.
Does anyone complain enough?
I did have to. Whoa! I've had this guarantee. For that I've had on all my classes, and I gave one person a refund.
Maybe pull
once.
just a little closer.
Yep.
There you go.
I've given one refund, and that was because they got COVID.
It's not your fault.
It's not their fault or my fault. It was they got COVID,
Yeah.
and that's the only time I've. But
Great.
if they don't feel like they get, and I guarantee in this 150% guarantee in this leadership class, they will walk away with tools to make their leadership skills in their company much better.
Yeah.
And you think it's beneficial for any size company?
It is. Yeah. From small to large. I mean, you're a leader in your company, no matter what size your company is.
True.
Or hope to be one day if you're not now.
Yep. and really, we want
I
to
don't know. Maybe some people don't feel like they're a leader yet.
the solopreneurs maybe don't think
people
they
out
may
there.
need it, but they do. So yeah, it's for every level. And really what we're wanting to cater to is that we found the chamber went out and did these surveys. And what we're finding is that there's just a lack of under leadership in the companies out there. The people just don't know how to.
Where do you think that
write
comes
those things.
from? Like formal education in school, you think? Or
Well, that's one part.
real life.
A lot of the kids don't think that they need it. But
honesty,
But yeah,
self-reflection?
Self-awareness.
Yeah. And people are getting promoted for just because they've been with the company for so long. And that's what we found is a lot of them, and they just don't have the skills,
Yeah.
the people skills of leading teams and taking them to the next level.
Yeah, it's tough to have someone in a position too where it's like an upper position and they don't have those skills. It's tough.
It is.
But I get it with all these small businesses that you wouldn't automatically have these like leadership courses and ideas like already built in, like seeking that out.
Yeah.
Like when we worked for Abercrombie, we had heard it from other businesses that they were like, people like to poach managers from your business because they have such extensive like leadership training and management training compared to the other retailers that apparently don't do any at all. And I felt like every week we were being forced to do some type of leadership training,
which
or
a lot of the time seems just like,
but like you do get something
like it'd be like have this conversation with an employee and it's like word
or
for
like
word
difficult
what to
conversations
say.
or
But no, it reframes how you think about things when you have to understand like the bigger picture.
Yep.
I actually had someone tell me that earlier in my career that because what I was doing at an agency at one point, I was told in one of my feedbacks, like, you just need to like see the bigger picture. And I was like young and it's like, what does that
right
mean?
out of college.
What does that mean? Like, I don't know what that bigger picture is. And just after some time, and which could all be sped up if you had that help and someone to like just make you aware
the
of it all.
mentorship specifically.
We will be giving a lot of people the right tools
and listening to the mentorship.
That's the other tool.
Drop the ego, listen to people, give good advice.
You never know.
That's cool. Well,
okay, so that event, to recap, the 27th.
27th, Tuesday the 27th.
So we've got 12 days until that is happening. So
149.
149. Second person's only 100. We've had people bring multiple people. They've already signed up multiple people in their companies. So.
Nice. That's exciting.
Good.
Is that something you're offering after if people miss it to buy like online?
We're not going to be recording that one. That one's you got to be there live.
Okay.
And
get the full effect.
If you want to have a little bit of fun, then join us for the Friday activity that week, because it'll be just a lot of fun that week.
So is everyone busing up together, or do you have to?
We are. We've got rented a van, and we're all going to go together. I've done this before. I did this pre-COVID. I did this 3 or 4 times, and would have a one-day conference, and then we go out and celebrate and kind of learn and apply. We call it an application day, but really it's a have fun day.
It's like hang out.
And yes, when you're applying different leadership skills on the river, I mean, one of the things we do on the river is let people take the helm of the boat. And it's amazing to see different people's leadership style. All of a sudden, they got to be rowing and they're going in circles down that river. And that's their leadership style. And you got to learn that you got to sit back,
taking it very literally.
Things, be, and do it the right things and just be
methodical. I love that. That's so funny.
And it's been fun to see them apply those leadership principles going down the river and literally doing circles. And it's like, that's what your company's doing.
Literally.
That's the way you're leading
that
your
makes
company.
me think of Survivor. Are you a Survivor watcher? Did you watch the latest season?
The number one fan of
I know,
Survivor.
I love Survivor. So you watched the last season, right? When they play hide and go seek. And he was like, this is going to tell everybody about themselves, how well they can play hide and go seek right now.
Love it.
That was really good.
It was, though.
It was. Can't beat that. You can't beat that show. That's my favorite. So.
Okay, so thank you so much for being on our podcast today. I feel like we learned so much about the Idaho Innovation Center.
Very good. Well, thank you.
We have to go do something there.
I know. I just didn't realize, one, that it was so many free services that you offered.
Just so accessible.
And just like the connections, I just didn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Put it all together.
Had my blinders on, and now I see the bigger picture. I'm like, look at all this out there.
Good. Well, it's we love to help. Our whole goal is to take the businesses to the next level in this area, and that's what we're all about. So, so we will whatever it takes to help businesses. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
I like that you have the website with the courses. I'm excited to look through them too, because I feel like that's the hard part too when you're running your businesses, knowing like what you need.
Yep.
And if I just can see that list of guidance of classes I should be taking, it's like, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's for everybody too. So check out the website to see all those classes, sign up.
InnovateIdaho.org it's all there. So
okay.
Well, come check out our commercial kitchen too.
Yeah.
It's a growing thing, and we'd love to give you a tour of that.
I think that's so cool.
Right. I was just telling her the other day, I was like, I want to rent this out for 4 hours and just like stuff. I have no reason to need it, but
like, what are you gonna do?
Just stand in like one corner.
Come have a birthday party.
I think that's a great idea. The birthday party.
It is
really solid idea.
Come check us out. So
cool. Lots of fun stuff.
Okay, so if you made it this far, this is hopefully season 2, episode 1.
Yes.
Give us a follow. subscribe. Means a lot to us, so we can keep going and get motivated.
Right.
You guys got a great thing going here. So thank you for supporting the businesses of Eastern Idaho
course.
by doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun getting to meet so many different people that I wouldn't like on the daily just run into, you know?
Or learn as much about them as we do. So it's cool.
Everyone, I'm always
Very
like,
cool.
I love them so much. They're
Right.
so cool.
Yeah. I would have never talked to you in real life.
No, you
That's
guys
what
got
Sarah's
great
saying.
things. So thanks for doing this and supporting the entrepreneurs of Eastern Idaho.
Of course. Okay. Well, everyone check it out. Check us out. And that's it.
Bye.
Fish on.
Bye.
Yeah, have fun in Alaska.
Oh, yeah.